I was diagnosed officially in 2009, but 2 years prior that, I had milk coming out of my boobs. So when I went to the gyna was like, okay, that is strange. What I regret then, he never did further tests, because I think that was the onset of everything. So I went to the hospital, did a pelvic scan, and they saw that my ovaries have cysts. So on the scan, they'll see small things on the ovaries. And the doctor was like, unfortunately, you have PCOS. I was 27 years old then, dating Soxy at that time. So he told me, if you don't have a baby, you're doomed. Yes, you're doomed. You're 27.
I know that line very well.
Clock is ticking. Yeah. You have PCOS. You need to rush. I wish I had more information to know this is not a death sentence. Yeah, you live. It won't kill you. You just need to manage all the symptoms that you're getting. But also get someone you can talk to. So reach out to someone, talk to someone, as in have someone who will hold your hand. Don't get all depressed and lock yourself in and think it's only happening to me.
Polycystic ovarian syndrome, or better known as PCOS. It's a hormonal disorder causing enlarged ovaries with small cysts on the outer edges of the ovaries. Some symptoms include irregular menstrual cycle, excess hair growth, acne, and obesity. Now, living and dealing with this condition day in, day out is a struggle. It can take a toll on any woman. Today we host a brave lady who's here to share her story, plus give solutions to anyone at home who may need to hear about this. Welcome to Unscripted. Let's begin filming right here at Grammar Suits. Come with me. Welcome to Unscripted with me, Grace Salame, and today we're out here getting some sun with this beautiful lady, Shiko.
Yes.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And you look amazing.
Thank you.
So before we get into the conversation, I talked a bit about it in the beginning, but tell us, who is Shiko?
Shiko is a mother, a daughter, a sister, a wife. I'm a marketer by profession, but currently I'm entrepreneuring.
Yes, I saw you took the leap this year.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
December was the last month of work, of corporate work.
So it's going to be almost a year soon.
Yeah, imagine. And I've survived.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah. So right now I'm just concentrating raising my children, running the foundation, setting up business.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned the foundation because that's why you're here today.
Yes.
You've struggled or had PCOS for a while now. Tell us, when did you realize something was off with your body, your reproductive system to be specific?
Okay, I was diagnosed officially in 2009, but 2 years prior that, I had milk coming out of my boobs.
And you're not pregnant? You're not breastfeeding?
Not pregnant. Actually, I remember the doctor I saw asked me, did you abort? Did you,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because what triggered that?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 25.
Okay.
So 24, when I went to the doctor, I was just like, okay, milk is coming out of my boobs and I don't know why.
Oh, so that's the reason you went?
Yeah. And it was a lot. It was not a drop. It was if I press, like when you're
breastfeed a baby.
Yeah, it splashes. So when I went, I saw a physician who referred me to a gyna. So when I went to the gyna was like, okay, that is strange. What I regret then, he never did further tests, because I think that was the onset of everything. So he just gave me some pills and told me must be some hormonal imbalance. Just take the pills and don't press, because it sends to the brain, produce more. So just, because at first I was like, hey.
Right, let's get rid of this.
Anyway, so I took the medication and the milk went away. The breast milk went away. Then 2009, 2 years later, my periods were regular all through. The only thing I can say from my past is I had a lot of acne in high school. But it was not a lot per se, but I had acne. So,
but even then, you'd imagine it's just puberty, it will clear.
Yeah. And my periods were regular. Then all of a sudden, they disappeared. So first month, I was like, okay. Second month, I'm like, okay, this is strange. Third month, I decided, let me just go see a gyna and see what's going on. So I went to the hospital, did a pelvic scan, and they saw that my ovaries have cysts. So on the scan, they'll see small things on the ovaries. And the doctor was like, unfortunately, you have PCOS. I was 27 years old then, dating Soxy at that time. So he told me, if you don't have a baby,
The
you're
doctor?
doomed. Yes, you're doomed. You're
I
27.
know that line very well.
Clock is ticking.
Yeah.
You have PCOS. You need to rush.
And
So
you're just freshly dating.
we were 2 years into
2
dating.
years in.
So you're
So
not
there's
sure
the
whether
marriage
this
plan.
guy is headed marriage way or
don't know.
not. You're not sure. So I remember meeting Soxy and telling him I have this condition, which has a very long name, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, and he's just looking at me.
That's why we're sticking to PCOS.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Are you dying? You know, what's going on? Then I'm like, yeah, and he's told me it causes infertility, so I better get children now. So Soxy was like,
Talk about pressure, wow.
Soxy's like, I'm not ready to have children now. I'm not even ready to marry you now. So how are you telling me to have children? So it brought a lot of friction.
I can imagine.
And we broke up. And actually, the reason is because I was given family planning pills and they were throwing me off. I was PMSing throughout. So we ended up breaking up for like 2 months, 3 months. I always say he came back. I can't remember what happened, but we patched
Let's stick to that story. But before we go into the patching together and working through it, if you could, there could be someone at home, like now we just said a very long name that was hard to say, PCOS. What are the symptoms? If you could take us through them.
Okay.
And did you have each
All
one?
the
Yeah,
symptoms.
did you have all of them?
Actually, I had all the symptoms anyway. So the first sign should be you miss your periods. Okay, a doctor will tell you 3 months is not alarming. Because you see, our periods are also regulated by weather, stress,
Travel.
diet.
Yeah.
So 3 months is not alarming, but 4-5 months, pregnant.
Go
you
on.
need to check that first. So 3-4 months. 5 months, you need to be worried what is going on in your body. So irregular periods or missing periods is something that you need to check. In a year, how many periods have you had? But don't let it get to 1 year and you don't have any period coming. Yeah, just go see a
Don't
doctor.
enjoy the break too much.
Yeah. The other thing is, now this is how they diagnose. You have to do a pelvic scan. So in the pelvic scan, they'll check your ovaries. Now this is where the complication comes in. Some have cysts, some do not have. So I'll explain. So they'll do a pelvic scan. The third one, they'll do a blood test. And in your blood test, they will show more of male hormones than of female. Yeah. So you'll tend to have androgen. Androgen is more like testosterone, more higher than the regular one. Then we all have testosterone, but ours will be a bit higher than normal. Yeah. So the cysts, they're not normal cysts. You know, a cyst it has water. You'll expect it has water. Ours is more of, they're follicles. So they have the shell. So ours are the shells that are many in the ovaries. They don't get expelled because ideally when you have your period, everything should come out. Ours stay. And most of ours are the ones that never matured. Yeah. So they clog up the ovary.
But what are the other symptoms? Maybe some people don't. So those are a given you would have.
Yeah, so the testosterone or the androgen or the hormonal imbalance, hormonal imbalance happening, it will cause acne, it will cause facial hair, so you'll tend to see. Some even have a mustache, they have to wax. It will cause hair thinning or balding like a man at the middle, obesity. Because you see, when one hormone is off, our hormones are like an orchestra or a band. Yeah. If the drummist is off, everyone else will just go off.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, so insulin resistance. So insulin tends to be a bit high. So we tend to add up around our bellies. Yeah, yeah.
Which for you, I mean, those are many. That's a lot.
I know.
Which was hardest for you to come to terms with or deal with?
I think even I remember the first time I saw the guy and he asked me, so which symptom do you want me to address? Because you see, you have multiple, but there's one that really stresses you up. Okay. So for me,
they'd rather start focusing on that one?
Yeah,
okay.
At least to build your esteem a bit high, because it's also very emotional. With PCOS, it's very emotional. So I remember telling him my acne. I had bad acne. Big ones. You see me, you just feel pain on my behalf. Yeah. So he handled, but it was through birth control. So he gave me birth control to control the acne.
I see.
Yeah.
So the rest you were able to manage?
Yes.
To manage.
Yes. My weight, I was not worried then.
You're not worried then? Did you have any fears or worries when you had the news?
So
What are your major concerns when you discovered you have PCOS?
Infertility. That one knocked me. I never thought I'd doubt if I'll be a mother. I've always wanted to be a mom. I think because I've seen my mom and other moms. So I always wanted to have my own. And when that doctor told me you might never, no, actually he didn't tell me you might never, you will never by the time you're 30. I was like, oh my God, what is this guy telling me? He never, and then unfortunately the first medical contact that I had didn't give me much information. So he just told me you'll never have children.
If you don't get kids now,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Harakisha, or you'll never. Actually, it's my gyna, my current gyna, who now took me through each step and told me, no, don't worry. Let's handle this now. When you get married and you're ready for children, we handle the next step.
I'm glad you got a good one and you acted quickly. I think sometimes most of us women, when we feel something, we wait.
We wait too long. Actually, when you miss your period, don't wait too long.
I agree.
It's all this, pain, when you're having too much pain when your period comes and you miss in work, don't wait too long. Just go see the doctor.
Get checked.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier there is, other than the physical symptoms and the struggle, there's an emotional and mental side to it.
Yeah.
How was that like for you?
I noticed it a lot now when we got married. Because I think on our wedding day, it hit me. All these people are expecting me to have children after this day.
On the wedding day?
Yes. And I started thinking...
You had a panic attack on your wedding day?
Not really, but those ones of, now what will I tell these people when I don't give this man a child? So I started now stressing Soxy more. We need to try, and Soxy was like, no, let's wait 2 years. I'm thinking, I don't have 2 years. I got married when I was 29, so I didn't have 2 years. So yeah, that's where the tug and pull came in. Infertility was a great...
It was a struggle.
Yeah.
And how does this condition happen? Is it hereditary? Is this in your family history? Did you do a background check?
So medically, they say they don't know. They are not sure. They haven't traced anything in particular that would say, but they suspect genes, genetic, and environmental. So if your gene is predisposed to having it and you're in the right environment, it will come out.
So you had mentioned, of course, the tug and pull. You're just getting married, you're 29. The doctor had said by 30, we don't have kids, could be a problem. I can imagine that's a lot of pressure on a very young couple, just starting off a family. One, how did your husband take it? It's not easy, and men are not known to talk. I don't know if Soxy was open and vocal about it, but how did you guys get by?
We both never talked externally to people that this is what we are going through.
So you handled it in the house, just
yes.
the two of you?
Actually, the only people who knew I have PCOS is my mom and Soxy. No one else knew. And even when we took long to have a child, they'd ask, but you brush it off, you don't delve into it. Yeah. So we later on, as we kept on trying, we just engaged a couple that were trying as well and were not getting a child, just to understand
what could be happening.
Yes,
okay.
And how will we handle this situation. And our best couple. Those are the two couples that we really poured our hearts to.
Really?
Yeah.
And what was of great help? There could be a couple right now at home who just don't know what to do. For you two, what worked or what's working?
Speaking, talking, putting it out there. Because the more you talk about it, especially as a woman, the more you feel lighter, you feel okay. And then the fact that we had someone who's going through it, and these are people who were normal. The lady didn't have PCOS or anything. They were both fine, and they were still not getting a child. It kind of showed us that it's not us who give children, it's God. Yeah, so don't die there thinking, I'm not getting.
Yeah, or you're alone in this journey.
Yeah.
There's someone out there who would understand.
Who would help you, or who would just walk you through, talk to you.
Welcome back to Unscripted. Shiko, you'd mentioned the journey to becoming a mother wasn't a smooth one, wasn't an easy one. Take us through, how was that like? When you just got married at 29, was there pressure for hire? Let's get started, or how did it go?
Pressure was in me. Soxy was just living his life. He's just thinking, I've just gotten a wife, enjoy my life.
Can we enjoy each other? Yes.
He wanted us to wait 2 years. Me, I was like, no, I don't have 2 years. The doctor had already told me I don't have even any years.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try it then. And Soxy was like, no, no, no. So it started creating a push and pull for us. But by 8-9 months into the marriage, Soxy was like, okay, just have your way. So when we started, I was so hopeful. You know, I was so hopeful my story will be different. I have PCOS, but we tried and I got pregnant.
And how was it?
But that wasn't the story. So we tried and tried. So I went to the gyna. Gyna was like, no, we can't give you anything. We can't assist you with anything till 1 year has passed and you're not pregnant.
Okay.
So go back home and do your thing. So went back, 1 year passed, nothing. So I went back, went back. And now he told me, we need to give you fertility pills. That's where the crazy journey started.
What do you mean?
You know,
It became even harder after that.
They are external, being put into you to push your body to feel and think and act in a particular way. So headaches, mood swings, acne, as in everything was just going haywire.
Like
for
everything
me.
you already had was now double and then some.
Yeah, and then now the other pressure is take these dawas, do 5 days, come back, they do a scan, they check if there's any egg that looks like it will mature. Then try on day 12 to day.
Oh, wow.
And you're thinking,
it became,
oh my God.
It became a task.
Yeah.
Like you didn't enjoy that
then
process.
Day 12 to day 16 is when Soxy is so busy, not coming home on time. It was crazy. It was chaotic for us. Actually, we usually say the first 3 years of our marriage were the worst. And if we didn't break up, and we'll make it. We'll make it. Yeah.
Because that can put a strain.
Soxy kept on telling me he used to feel like a sperm donor, because it's like I'm waiting.
I know.
Time.
It's the 12th day. Where are you?
Yeah. So it was chaotic for us at that point. But our best couple actually came through for us. I remember one night, it was bad. We fought. It was 1 a.m. We called them. We are coming. Because if we stay in this house, the two of us, we'll either kill each other or we'll just part ways. And we went and we cried. This one is saying their stories. It was just dramatic. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So how did you get through that personally as Shiko?
It was hard. I can't say I don't know. I went into depression.
You did.
I didn't want to go to public places. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to pray even. I was just thinking, this God, you're not blessing me, you're blessing everyone else, but this house you've decided.
Why me or what about me?
Yeah. So I went into my own cocoon and I stayed there for a while. Actually, I stayed there for a while. For 2 years.
No way.
Yes, I was there. I couldn't tell anyone because at times I'd tell my mom and I'd feel like I'm burdening her with my stories.
Or they wouldn't understand.
Yeah. So the only people we talk to actually is the best couple. They would understand. They would just listen. Yeah. So I stayed in that cocoon for 2 years. But when I broke it, I don't know if there's anything that triggered it. It's just God. It's just God. Because I just woke up one day and I thought, really?
Enough.
This child will not, looking for this child will not kill my marriage, will not. I need to move. I need to leave. I need to breathe. And I remember I went to work, came back in the evening and I told Soxy, I'm done. I'm done searching for this child.
Wow.
If they want to come, they'll come. If they don't come, after 2 years, we are adopting. Because I couldn't see myself getting married, living without children.
Yeah.
That picture was never been painted in my head properly.
But look at the irony of life. When you decided to let go,
God checked in.
That's when he checked in.
Yeah.
So tell us when he checked in. How was that moment? How did that happen?
Oh my God. I had done numerous tests, pregnancy tests. Because at times, I thought I was going crazy actually.
Why?
Because I do a test and it's positive. I go to the doctor and they're like, no.
You do a blood test and it's a negative.
Yeah. No, that's just a chemical. I'm thinking, what chemical? I'm pregnant. You even nauseated, you're even tired, fatigued.
You had the symptoms.
Everything. So when the doctor tells me, no, you're not pregnant, I used to feel I'm going crazy now. It's in my head. So this day I started feeling very funny. Okay, like a week or two I was feeling tired. I was feeling just malaria.
Yeah, that's not
so,
yourself.
Yeah. So this day I was hungry and I was gagging. I was feeling like throwing up.
Okay.
I was thinking, what's wrong with me? Either something is coming or I decided to buy a test. And every time, for the time now I'd broken the thinking about the baby. I'd never bought a test. So I just knew buying this test, Soxy will think we are going back to the dark
So you didn't want him to know?
So I bought and I did the test. There were 3. Now,
You bought 3?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to buy test events from Australia, from UK, because I never used to believe
You didn't
the
trust
Kenya
the local
ones.
Oh, wow.
But now the one that proved that I'm pregnant was a 50 bob one.
No way.
So I bought 3
Yeah.
and I did the test. And they changed so fast. But you see, I've been down that road before.
You didn't want to give yourself hope.
Yeah. So Soxy came and I placed the test and he saw that I'm positive and he asked me, who did you borrow this test from? And I'm thinking, have I gone crazy that much? I'm borrowing tests from people.
Imagine.
So we had to wait because it was December and our gyna had gone on Christmas leave. So we had to wait till 27th, 28th to go back and see him.
Look at that.
When he did
How
that,
are those days for
crazy.
you? Yeah.
I'm just thinking, you feel funny. You're like, no, I'm not pregnant. I'm just sick. You know, you don't want to raise your hopes. Yeah. So when we went to the gyna and he did a scan and I was 5 weeks pregnant, I could not believe. I was like, what? My womb could actually carry a child. I remember in one of the dark places I was in, there's a time I wished, okay, I'm so sorry for the women who've had miscarriages. I wished I'd carry a child and I get a miscarriage because it would prove my womb would carry a child. Because I was thinking, maybe I can never, yeah. So, I got pregnant. But now I had to be on care because another thing with PCOS, you can easily miscarry.
Okay.
Because the hormones are a bit...
So you needed bed rest or just medication?
Pills, yeah. Okay. I think progesterone pills that keep your levels high throughout.
I see.
Yeah.
How was that moment knowing you're going to be a mom?
Amazing.
What did motherhood mean to you at this?
Let me tell you, I carried every pain, every nausea, with such...
And like us, oh my, you were like,
throwing up. Yeah, as in every backache, every pain came with
joy.
I'm pregnant. As in, I'll actually deliver this child. As in, I'm getting a baby. So yeah, I carried the pregnancy to 38 weeks.
Okay, there were no issues.
Blood pressure checked in.
Okay.
At around 12 weeks, I remember. And now I needed more care with medication and all. We had a bit of scare, it's up and maybe I need admission and all, but it never got out of hand.
What do you wish you knew then that you know now?
I wish I had more information about the condition because I've learned later, after I've even gotten the kids. I wish I had more information to know this is not a death sentence. Yeah, you live, you will have children. Actually, the gyna we have in the foundation right now tells us it's just you'll struggle. You're not ovulating every month. Yeah. So it will take some time, but you will have some research. You'll see that it takes time. Maybe you'll be fertile later in your years, not early. As in, it will come much later.
And this knowledge would help a woman who would know it might not, as you're planning, it may not happen now, but in my 30s or.
Yeah, and even when I look at it now, even a normal lady who doesn't have PCOS or anything, it doesn't happen automatic. It's all God. It's God who gives us these children. So I wish I had all this information, like, don't worry, you'll have a bit of acne, but it can be managed by ABCD, or you'll be obese, but you can eat this and do this and you'll be fine.
Before we go on a break, you had mentioned the foundation, but I'd like us to discuss that in the next part. But for now, there could be a woman at home who has PCOS and she's at the verge of, I'm tired. She wants to start a family, but she's not able to. What would you tell that woman right now?
Okay, so I'd tell her, it's not a death sentence, as I've said. It won't kill you. You just need to manage all the symptoms that you're getting. But also get someone you can talk to. Me, I always tell women, reach out to me on my inbox. I respond to everyone. Everyone who will reach me, I'll make sure I get back to you. I'll walk with you if I have to, because I was once there, and I know what it means to be in that dark hole. You don't want to tell your friends, you don't want to tell your people around you, you're wondering what they'll think. So reach out to someone, talk to someone, as in have someone who will hold your hand. Don't get all depressed and lock yourself in and think it's only happening to you.
Welcome back to Unscripted. Shiko, thank you once again for sharing your experience and your life with us dealing with PCOS. Now, you've taken it a step further and you've decided you're not just going to help you as Shiko and get the answers, but you'll help others, and began a foundation. Tell us about it.
So I just formed this foundation, is it 3-4 months ago, as in formally,
Okay.
as in legally.
Okay.
Yeah. It's called PCS Foundation of Kenya. So what happened, I used to get a lot of inbox. Every time I do an interview or I mention, or so many women will come to me and ask questions. I'm feeling this, I was told this, I have PCOS. And the group kept on growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So I decided, okay, I can't be, you know, like how I can't be the mother for all. We need also to also help each other, because I would learn also a lot from other women.
I see.
So I started the foundation. It started as a support group actually, and we formed a WhatsApp group. And the WhatsApp group now has been growing. Now we're at 150 women. So we just generally bounce off either diagnosis or medication you've gotten or something you've read, or that's how it started. So now what we've done, we've gotten a guy now on board. So this guy is to bounce off these things. I think
And confirm.
Yeah, will I die of cancer? No, but if you do A, B, C, D, this might happen. So he guides us a lot, and if the members choose to go see him, they go see him. Another thing the foundation has done, we are trying to partner with different people, because we do a lot of blood tests. I have to do a blood test at least twice or once a year, in case they go off. And
just to check how your hormones are doing.
Yes, and that profiling of the hormones is like 20K, so it's a lot. So we've partnered with Lancet. So Lancet, if you go with a card as a member for PCOS, you get 20% off. Yeah. So we are trying to get more organizations. If we can get a supplement company that will come on board, because supplements are also very key for us. Because we've learned if you handle it naturally, it's a bit easier on your body as well.
In fact, you've gone ahead of me. What are the treatments available for PCOS, and how within the foundation are you catering to the women?
Okay, mostly when you go to hospital, the doctors will prescribe birth control, mostly. Most of them will give birth control or other fertility kind of medication that help to regulate, or when you're trying to get a baby. The others are supplements. Some doctors will also tell you about the supplements. So supplements are key. So you'll find most people are taking maca powder, magnesium, omega-3. Omega-3 is like our, you know, the
That's
god.
your go-to.
Yeah, as in if you don't have anything else but you have omega-3, you're fine. Because the fish oils work very well with the hormones. So this is just natural way of managing, because maybe omega-3 supports estrogen, and, you know, it will balance, or it will, yeah.
So they work, huh?
They work.
They're
That's what
effective.
I've been on for since I got Ethan, so 3 years now. My periods are regular. I'm not up or down, as in I'm okay.
Good.
Yeah.
In fact, you didn't mention that. For you, so there was the irregular period, the acne,
The acne, irregular period acne, obesity,
and your adrenaline.
and yeah. So now there are different types of PCOS, yeah. So I don't know about the other. There are like 5. I know mine.
Okay.
So I engaged an endocrinologist who did more tests on my blood. And we found out that my adrenaline levels are a bit higher than normal. So it causes me to have high blood pressure, and now causes all other hormones to get out of hand. So the supplements I take are to calm down, yeah.
So you would get panic attacks?
I'd get anxiety attacks. Not extreme, like I'm being rushed to hospital, but if I let stress get to me, I'll have heart palpitations and yeah. So the supplements have helped me calm down, and I've decided I'll be calm because it has to come from me. If anything is happening, hausa. Yeah. Yeah.
And you saw the help of a nutritionist as well.
Yeah, and now also in the foundation, because the nutritionist is in the foundation. She's been helping us with meal plans. So you engage her and she does meal plans catered to you.
And this is at cost or subsidized?
At a cost, but subsidized for us.
As a support group, what are you offering? There is you talk about the treatments, there's a nutritionist on board.
There's a gyna. We also have monthly hookups.
Oh, good. What
So in the monthly hookups, first we used to do them by ourselves. We just hook up and talk, you tell us your story. Yeah. But now we want to engage professionals. So like in November, we'll have a lady whose background is midwifery. So she'll teach us about our bodies, because we've realized as women we don't know, we forgot our biology. So we need to understand what is ovulation, what happens, how do I know I'm ovulating, and how do I check naturally.
Nowadays, you even have apps for that.
Yeah, but you see,
Yeah.
you don't know exactly, like mucus level, blah, blah.
So you can know
Naturally
that
to
that's
know,
ovulation,
actually I'm
or I'm not
ovulating.
sick.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, so she'll take us through that and tell us how to know ourselves.
Okay.
So the hookups, we said from the beginning, we wouldn't be a pity party group. Yeah, we won't come here and cry, oh, we are dying tomorrow. Oh, no, we'll come here, we'll listen to, yes, there'll be a bit of tears. These stories are usually, you'll meet a lady who's gotten pregnant thrice, miscarried, such stories. Yeah. So we cry, yes, but we won't dwell on we'll dwell on, so how can we get help? What can you take? Who can you see? Which gyna has assisted this one? And so we mainly do it like an empowering group. Yeah, help you, and we celebrate a lot on even the smallest. I haven't had my periods, they've come today, we will celebrate.
So from your research, you've seen there is a huge need for this locally. There are many
really
women who are struggling with it.
Yes, when you look at research, in UK they say it's 1 in 10, in the States they say it's 1 in 5.
What about here?
Here Kenya, we don't have a lot of data, and actually that's one thing the foundation wants to do. We want to find out how many women and which areas are affected, because you might find maybe it's Kisumu or Edo. So we'll try.
So you're not even addressing them because you don't know.
Yeah, and can we have a gyna there who will address those ones who are there?
I believe living a life of purpose is everything. The day we're born and discovering our purpose, I believe those are the huge moments in our lives. For you, does this feel like something like that for you?
It does. Yeah? It does. Because I love helping people. I love being there for people. I believe in being kind, being, just holding someone's hand and helping them move the next step. Yeah, so this has made me feel like, wow. At first I was very scared of starting this foundation.
What
I was feeling like, where will I get the information from? Will I lie to them? As in, what
you don't want to mislead people.
Yeah, what will I tell these people? But I've realized I don't have to be a doctor. I don't have to know all the terms. I just need to know my story and what God has done in my life.
Experience is a teacher.
Yeah.
It's not the best.
Yeah, so I share that with them and I tell them, I've taken omega-3 and it has helped me. If you can try. Well and good, yeah. As it's just my story, I tell the next person and the next person tells the next person. What I always tell the women in the group, because at times when we get children, you tend to forget my story, as in what happened. So I tell them, never forget the struggle you had to have this child, and pass it on to the next woman. Don't leave it at, now I've gotten my children, I'm fine. Pass it on. Let it be a ripple effect of all women helping each other.
The next person.
Yeah.
God bless you for that. For you, from this experience, what has been the greatest joy?
Of course, my babies. Yeah. Oh, holding these children in my arms. It was something that I remember the time. Like I remember it was 2:08 a.m. and the doctor shouting, "Oh, congratulations, mom!" As in I am a mom. I never thought I'd be a mother. I think that's the height of. If I died today and I have brought up these children and I've brought them up in the way of the Lord, yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
I can relate with you on that level.
Yeah.
What's the one thing, one lesson you'd love to impart on your children?
God. As in, if I just leave them with God. Actually, I have this tattoo that I put on my arm.
Of your babies?
Yes. So Eliana, Ethan, and 1 Samuel 1:27-28. Because when I was going through my journey...
You can tell us what the verse is.
Yes. When I was going through my journey, I read about the women in the Bible who had a problem with infertility. Hannah. Yes. Hannah struck for me because I think Hannah and I connected. And how she prayed, she never gave up. And when she got Samuel, because that's what the verse says, when she got Samuel, she dedicated Samuel back to God. Yeah. So all I want to do is for my children to know God.
Through it all, is it the biggest hurdle or biggest lesson? Biggest lesson, yeah.
I think what I've learned, you're not late. As in, there's nothing about being late in life.
We give ourselves too much pressure.
Yeah. Like even some women who reach out to me, I'm not married. Who said you need to be married by whatever age. There's never been late. I'm going back to school because I have to have gotten my master's before I'm 40.
Why have you said you have to? Or is that a goal you've given yourself?
That's a goal I've given myself.
Okay.
Actually, when I was writing the list, this was never in my plans, actually. My mom has really stressed me to go back to school. And
it doesn't matter how old you are. Mama akisema rudi shule.
You have to, because this woman has been there for me. As in, this is the small thing that I can give back to her. Okay. But I'm not doing it for her per se, but I just want her to feel, yeah, I did it. Okay. So I'm going back to do my master's. You're never late. You're never late. You can always catch up wherever you are.
And you can always start over, right?
Yeah.
What's the one dream keeping you alive?
To see this foundation big, number one. To see, not big per se, but for people to know about PCOS. Because I meet so many people who do not know, who are having irregular periods. They have never heard there can be a challenge in that. For it to be, if in school girls are talking and someone says my periods are missed, have you checked if you have PCOS? That's what I want. I want it to be
as automatic.
Yes, and I want also the medics to partner with us in this, to pass on the word and make it known that you need to check yourself.
Oh, bless.
Yeah.
Bless. So with the foundation where that is concerned and yourself, what next from Shiko?
Enjoy life.
Enjoy life. And I can tell you have a glow about you.
Yeah, enjoy life. Love myself. Because even as mothers, we tend to forget ourselves a lot. As in, you're always number last.
In fact, during the break, the team asked you, what do you do for fun? Watch TV in between homework and...
Yeah, so just love myself.
Yeah.
Rediscover myself, because you can never know yourself totally. So rediscover myself as I go.
We're always evolving, right?
Yeah. Rediscover myself and just enjoy each season as it comes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, for being honest and authentic. We appreciate these conversations and this candor all the time. Tunashukuru. I hope someone at home has gotten information they need. And we can always look for you. Now we'll share her details. If you want to know more about the foundation, you want to be a member, we'll give you all the info for you to get the access. Otherwise, our details are right below. We thank you so much for watching. We always appreciate your viewership. Have yourselves a good night and God bless. And again, special thanks to Gramo. See you next week.